Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Monday evening live session on. There is something, a special topic we are going to discuss today. The topic's name is box plot practical applications. Okay, so let's start the journey. We'll start the basics of some statistics. Then we'll understand what is box plot. Then we'll do the basic box plot on Minitab, and then we'll do the advanced box plot and where you can utilize this powerful tool in your day-to-day practice or problem-solving projects. Okay, so good evening to all, and let me share my screen with you, and let's start the journey. Okay, by the way, anybody new in the room today, attending the session first time, just type me in the chat box. If you are attending the session first time, just give me in the chat box so that we will all welcome you. And then yeah, the chat is on, right? Can you just check? Yeah, can somebody type something, because I'm not seeing any responses. So is the chat active or no? Okay, yes, chat is active. Yeah. Okay. I thought sometimes it gets deactivated. So all right, super. Chalo. So let's begin the journey. And let me share my screen. So how many of you were there on Saturday live session? This Saturday live session, which was how many of you were there? Okay. Mr. Kashi was there. Who were there on the Saturday session? What was the topic we discussed? How many of you remember? Okay. Yeah. What was the topic? Non-parametric test. Correct? Just give me yes in the chat box. The people who attended. Yes. Very good. Non-parametric test. Now, the people who just missed out, you know where to check the recording, right? Which is Masterclass Archive. Okay, in the Masterclass Archive folder, scroll it at the bottom, you will see the topic as well as. So what is non-parametric test? Basically, whenever you have the non-normal data, okay, so which is not getting transformed as well. So there, how do you do hypothesis testing with that kind of a data? That's where non-parametric test comes into picture. Okay. So we discussed that topic. You can check out the recording. Now, why I just mentioned that? Because we started with mean, mode, median, which is a basic fundamental thing. Okay. So let me just cover that part, because this is very important for today's topic as well. Okay. So everybody is aware of mean. Just give me yes in the chat box, which is the simple average. Correct? Just give me yes in the chat quickly. Yes, mean is simple average. Arithmetic average of any data set is called the mean, which is denoted by X bar. Okay. So the mean of sample is denoted by X bar. Mean of the population is denoted by mu, which is mu, right? So this one is called as mu, this one. Okay. And X bar is for the sample. So this is for the sample and this is for the population. Okay. So these are just some indicators. Then comes the mode of the data set. What is mode, by the way? Mode, everybody know? Mode is the maximum frequently occurring value of the data set. Let's say this is the data set. If you observe very closely, 75 is coming 3 times. That's why the mode is 75 in this data set. So it will count, the software will count which data set is having the maximum value. That is called the mode. So when we see the normal distribution bell-shaped curve like this, like this is the peak of the bell-shaped curve. This basically is the mode. This value is basically the mode, because that is the highest frequency value. Okay. So this is the mode basically. Okay. Now, then comes the median. Now, this is where today's topic is very much related about median. Okay, what is median? If I arrange the data in ascending or descending order, whatever comes in the central value, that is called as median. For example, this is the original data. We arrange the data in the ascending order, lowest to highest, and 19 is the central value. 19 is exactly at the center. So which is, you can see 3 on the right side, 3 on the left side. So 19 is at the center. That's why 19 is called as a median of the data set. Yes, everybody knows about this. Just give me yes in the chat box. Correct. So mean, mode, median is clear. Fantastically clear. Yes. Now, yeah, any question on this? This is basic. This is basic. But to be very honest with you, like for example, if you go to any music class, all right, the teacher there will do the sa re ga ma pa dha ni every day. You will become fed up of this. Why are we doing this? But this is the basic fundamental. Once you are not aware of this, you will not go to the next level. Okay, that's why I keep on repeating this stuff. Standard deviation, mean, mode, median. Then your concept becomes so clear that you are very clear that why we are using mean and why not median. Now the same on Saturday, I gave you one example, right? Why don't we use only mean and why do we use median? Okay, so the people who attended Saturday, okay, I gave that example of, let's say there are 5 people sitting on the cafeteria table of a company, let's say, and the salary, the per annum salary of those people are like this: 7 lakh rupees, 8 lakh rupees, 10 lakhs, 12 and 15, let's say, for example. Okay, these are the salary ranges of this. So can you just calculate the mean and the median of this quickly? Let's do this quick exercise once again. And this is a very important point in this. Yeah, can you just calculate the mean? Mean is simple average. Add all of them divided by 5. So I've randomly taken 5 numbers. Let's say these are the per annual salary of these 5 individuals. So what is the mean and what is the median? Everybody just calculate it quickly so that the concept will become clear. And then I'll explain why median is important than mean sometimes. And today's topic is very much related to this. Mean is what? 10.2 or 10.4? What is that? 52 hai kya? 15 plus 15, 30, 40, 52. Yes, 52 divided by 5 is 10.4. Okay. So mean is 10.4. And what is median? Median is 10, right? Median is 10, which is this central value. Correct? Now, while these people were just having their discussion going on, the CEO of the company joins the table. He says, "Hi, gentlemen, can I join the table?" Of course, who will say no to the boss, right? So now the equation has changed. Now, if you take the mean and median of the table, so 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs, this is the salary per annum, and CEO salary is, let's say, 100 lakhs, which is 1 crore rupees. Now, can you calculate the mean and the median of this? Now we have an outlier data here. We have outlier data. Remaining data is, very close to 10, 11 like that average. But now we have 100, which is a very much outlier number. So can you calculate mean and median here? Now this has made this distribution a little skewed. Very good. Median is 11, which is very simple, which is now you have got 6 data points. So the average of the central 2 values, which is 10 and 12, will become 11. So median is 11. What is the mean? 25.33, is it? Okay, so I'm just going by you. 25.33 is my average, is my mean. Now, just observe this interesting observation that when I am introducing what you can say outlier data, which makes the distribution skewed. What is skewed distribution? See, this is normal distribution, which looks like this. Skewed distribution will look like this. Correct? This one or this one, correct? So this is called skewed distribution. Now, so whenever you have a skewed distribution like this, okay, your mean has changed drastically. Can you see there? When there is a normal distribution, generally, mean and median are very close to each other. But when it comes to non-normal distribution or a skewed distribution, there is a huge difference between mean and a median. And mean gets influenced easily with the outliers, but median has not changed drastically. From 10, it has shifted to 11. Not much of the difference. So what happens whenever you have skewed distributed data, we generally consider median as the indicator of the central tendency rather than the mean. That's why mean and median both are important role players here. Are you clear? A lot of people ask this question. When we have mean, then why do we need median again to be calculated? Anyways, we have software to calculate all this stuff. But remember this, whenever the data is normal, consider mean. Whenever data is non-normal, consider median. Are you clear with this funda? Just give me yes in the chat box. So let me write down. So normal data, go for mean. Non-normal data, go for median. Simple. Clear? Median. Just give me yes in the chat box if you've understood the concept. Okay, this was again taken on Saturday, but this was also contextually more important for us to understand. Just give me quick yes. And what is normal, what is non-normal? We all know that. If you are not aware, which test do we do to check this normality of the data? Which test do we do? Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. Which test do we do? Wow, amazing. It's Anderson-Darling normality test. Very nice. Or we call it as AD test. Anderson-Darling is a name of two statisticians, Theodore Anderson and Donald Darling. So it is called the normality test. Okay. Yeah. See, we have histogram, box plot also will give us the idea, but AD test is a statistical confirmation for this. Okay. Now coming back to so on the same data set, coming back to let's say percentile and quartile. Now, have you heard about percentile, by the way? Percentile suna hai? Yes. Where have you heard percentile? And how do we calculate percentile? I give this example in every, okay, Minitab mein. That's a smart answer. Minitab will calculate percentile. We don't know how, but it calculates it somehow. Cake wala example, yes. Because Kashi ji has attended a lot of live sessions as well as hackathons. So he remembers that cake wala example. And you know what? See, why I actually expect you guys to repeat the same examples, because I have been through a lot of examples and this example was stuck to me like anything. Very simple example to understand. Okay. Now the cake example, what Kashi ji is mentioning. Imagine how will I explain this concept to a 10-year-old student? Okay. Let's say I have a cake like this. Imagine this is the cake, a horizontal cake, just like a big bread, put on the table, bread or a cake, whatever. Now, yes, exactly. Girish also remembers. Now, if I want to cut this into 100 equal pieces, so I have to make 99 cuts, okay, to make it 100 equal pieces, right? And those every cut, so if consider this cake as a data set from lowest to highest, okay, ascending and descending order mein. And if we actually cut this entire data set into equal 100 pieces, then every cut becomes my percentile. Percentile, because it is chopping off, it is cutting that entire data set into 100 equal parts. That's what it's called as percentile, which generally you would have seen in the competitive exams like that, CET, JEE, all these people actually use this percentile terminology. Yes. Now, with the same fundamental, if I have to explain the quartile phenomena, so percentile is cutting the data set into 100 equal parts. What is quartile then? Quartile is cutting this entire piece into 4 equal parts. Quarter meaning 4, right? So if the same cake, let's say, imagine the same cake has to cut into 4 equal parts, how many cuts I have to make? How many cuts I have to make? Type in the chat box, everybody. 3 cuts, right? So cut number 1, cut number 2, and cut number 3. If I make these 3 cuts, I can make this entire bread or the cake into 4 equal parts just by making 3 cuts. Correct? So every cut becomes one quartile. For example, this is called as first quartile. This is second quartile. And this is third quartile. Okay. Now understand this. The first quartile, can we say first quartile is 25th percentile? Just give me yes or no in the chat box. Can we say that? Can we say the first quartile equals 25th percentile if I have to make it into percentile terminology? Yes. Can we say second quartile into 50th percentile? Yes or no? Can we say the third quartile as 75th percentile? Yes or no? Can we say the second quartile or 50th percentile, can we call it as a median, which is the central value? This one. Just give me yes in the chat box. Clear hai? Everybody clear? Just give me yes. So in the data set, this is the lowest value, LV, first quartile, median, third quartile, and this is the highest value, HV. Okay, so if I have to do this, this is my LV. Understand it. This is my lowest value. This is my first quartile. This is my second quartile. This is my third quartile. And this is my HV, highest value. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Clear hai? Quartile, percentile, mean, mode, median, clear, fundamentals clear. Why? Because today's box plot is depending on this. Why 17 is not taken as the first quartile? Because 17 is not in the center. Now, for example, now understand this. If it's 17 making 2 equal parts, the answer is no. Right? Is 15 making the equal parts? The answer is yes. So all are equidistant, no? So if you see first, second, and third quartile, all are equidistant from each other. That's why it is called as first, second, and third quartile. See the distance of each. Correct? Yeah. So if I shift it to 17, that will not be equidistant. No? So 17, 19 में एक भी data नहीं है, and 17 to 12 में there are 2 data points, right? So it will not be equidistant. Now, there is something called decile as well. Decile means if you want to cut this into 10 parts, that is called decile. Okay, same thing. Quartile is for 4 parts, decile is for 10 parts, percentile is for 100 parts. Simple. Okay. Yeah. So I have to take this. Baki fundamental same hi rahega. Now let's see where this is applicable in our problem solving approach. Okay. So let's go to the go to a Minitab file. Okay, I'm sharing one Minitab file with you. Let me just open the Minitab file. So ये chocolate weight वाला Minitab file which we use every day. Okay, so I'm just sharing that. If you have Minitab with you, just open this file quickly. And now we will make the box plot first with this file. And then we will check the practical applicability of box plot where we can utilize this. Okay, what is first of all box plot? वो भी हम लोग देखेंगे. पहले डायरेक्ट Minitab पे बनाते हैं, then yeah, once you open the file, please let me know. Meanwhile, I will also open the file. And here we go. Same file of chocolate weight. By the way, from tomorrow onwards, we have the Black Belt Hackathon starting. So you guys can join. It will be starting at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. It will be completely live. And we'll have a lot of learning, a lot of fun, a lot of Minitab exercises on this. Okay. So even the people who have upgraded for the master black belt and business consulting programs also should join that session, because just to see, because they are going to become the trainers in the future, right? So they should also attend as a trainer, even though they have been through that journey. So I would highly recommend you guys to attend. This time, attend it on a trainer's perspective. Okay, what example I give. So now, for example, when I explain this median, you will see a consistency in the example. So you should also be consistent. Okay, give the same example. Okay, you can make a couple of more examples as well, but be a little consistent, and always while giving examples, you should be prepared for that. Okay. Ready, everybody? Open the file. Just give me yes. The people who don't have Minitab, or the people who are traveling right now, not in a position to practice, just observe what we are doing. Okay, that will be good enough. All right. So this is the same file of chocolate weight. There is a data of chocolate weight here. So what we are going to do here is, let's do the graphical summary of the data. Okay. So go to stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. Everybody follow this, please. Stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. Stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. Stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. If you click on that, in the variable, just select chocolate weight. Stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. In the variable, just select chocolate weight and just click on OK. That's it. And this will come. All right. So this graphical summary, we get a lot of information in one shot. Okay. So we get this graph. What is this graph called as? Everybody, this graph is called as what? Type everybody in the chat box. Very good. It's histogram. Very good. Super. This is our statistical data. All statistical data is here in this part. Correct? The mean, mode, median, standard deviation, and all the other stuff, 95% confidence interval, etc. And below this is something interesting. Look at this one. Okay. This is where we have called as box plot. What is that? Box plot, which is today's topic, right? So here you can see this is our lowest value. This is our first quartile. This is our second quartile. This is our third quartile. And this is our highest value. And the same distribution, this data distribution, same distribution is depicted in a different way here. Are you clear with the box plot? Now, that's why I have taken mean, mode, median first, and then quartile, and then box plot. Now you can understand very easily. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Clear hai ye? Funda? So what is box plot? The same data can be represented as box plot. The same data can be represented as box plot. Clear, everybody? So today we are going to learn what is box plot, where can we use box plot, what are the practical application of box plot. Is it different LSL? No, there is no LSL, USL here. LSL, USL are defined by the customer. We here only have the data, right? So we only have the data. So we have just plotted the data. We don't have any LSL, USL right now. When do we use LSL and USL? When we want to check the process capability. This is our data. What is the standard deviation of the data? What is the mean, mode, median? So what's up, guys? But whether my process is capable. Okay, so I want to check. Let's say customer says, I want chocolates between 40 and 45. So I will put, a lower specification limit at 40 and upper specification limit at 45. And whatever goes outside of it is called my rejection or defect. That's why I have to make my process even more leaner and thinner and have to shift it in the center. That's how the specification limit will work. But here we are only, observing what is the behavior of the data. Now, let's make the box plot separately as well. Okay, this is the graphical summary where I just represented histogram converted into box plot both together, right? Let's make it box plot together. So go to graph, and in the center of the graph menu, there you can find out something called box plot. Okay, go to graph and just check box plot here. Okay, let's make a separate box plot and just decode each and every element of it. Go to graph, go to box plot. Just click on that. Simple box plot hai. By default, it will be simple. Just take OK. Then select chocolate weight in the graph variable and say OK. Now this kind of a structure has appeared here. Yes. So what is the difference between that box plot and this box plot? The first box plot was horizontal one. This one is vertical with the same data. The horizontal one we have seen just below the histogram. It was a horizontal box plot. Now it is, vertical box plot. Otherwise, the data is the same thing. So if I have to plot this is my lowest value, LV. This is my first quartile. This is my second quartile. This is my third quartile. And this is my highest value, HV. This is how you can make the box plot. Now, this is second quartile or the median, right? Now, just observe very closely. Are you observing a little symmetry here? Are you observing symmetrical behavior? That means if I cut this into half, it will be kind of equivalent. Just give me yes or no in the chat box. Very good. Whenever you see a symmetrical box plot, it is an indication of a normal distribution. So if I have to plot this, okay, the histogram would look like this, okay? And mean, mode, median will be the center. So this shows, the symmetrical box plot shows the data is normally distributed. Okay? Yes. Box plot has a median. See, you can choose mean as well. If you want mean bhi aap select kar sakte ho box plot mein. All right? Lekin major, so by default median hi hota hai, because see, as we have seen, the median is something which, which is an indicator which does not immediately get influenced. Okay, that's why median is a stable influencer, a stable parameter compared to mean. That's why in the box plot, by default, median is selected. Okay, now coming back to some points here before I make it a little horizontal. If you can, put your cursor here, you will see the data. Quartile 1, 40.8. Can you see here? Median is 42.1. Quartile 3 is 43.2. There is something called IQR. IQR stands for interquartile range. Let me explain you this. There is something called IQR. IQR stands for interquartile range. Now, what is this? This is called Q3 and this is called Q1 and this is called Q2, right? Q2 is what? Quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. So, what is IQR? IQR is equal to Q3 minus Q1. That means the height of this box is called as IQR. Understand this? Very simple. Interquartile range. And in the interquartile range, 50% data lies. Remaining 25% lies above interquartile range and below interquartile range. So this is how the 100% data is distributed. The centrally 50% data lies in the interquartile range, which is quartile 3 minus quartile 1. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. Clear hai? Yeah. Whisker is this tail. What is whisker, by the way? Whisker meaning, when we have the mustache of the cat, it's called whisker, So these are called whiskers. These are nothing but the tails of the box plot, just like we have the tails of the normal distribution data, no? So these are the tails, right? So your tails जो है वो यहाँ पे whisker के रूप में दिखाया जाता है. That's it. That's the only difference. Okay. Yes. Sometimes you can find in some data points, some value is extremely outside of the range of this whisker. All right. So that value is called as outlier value, which is denoted like this star or asterisk. Like in our earlier example, the CEO salary. Okay. So that would be shown as some outlier data. So that outlier data can be challenged, can be seen what is wrong with that data. Is it any recording error in that particular data set? That can be checked. So outliers are also part of box plot. So are you clear with the anatomy of the box plot? Just type yes in the chat box. Clear hai anatomy? Lowest value, highest value, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. Quartile 2 is nothing but the median. Interquartile range is the central 50% of the data, which is shown here. Clear? Just give me yes quickly. 38.2 and 46.5. So see, understand this. So 38.2 is the lowest value of the data set. 46.5 is the highest value where the whisker ends. That's it. That's the explanation. So 38.2 is the lowest value. If you see the data, you will see that is the lowest value. That's why the whisker is ending there. Okay. And 46.65 is the highest value. That's why is the whisker length. So actually there is a highest, the maximum length of the whisker basically. So there is another formula which you can see. Maximum length of the whisker. There is a formula. You can write this down. Length of whisker is equal to 1.5 times IQR. Okay, let's say for example, IQR is 10, for example. Okay, so what is 1.5 times of 10 becomes 15, right? So the whisker length, let's say if this is 10, imagine this. If this length is 10, maximum length of the whisker will be up to 15. Okay. If any data point, now this one above 15 and below also 15. Okay. If any data point which is beyond this 15 value, that is called as outlier. Okay. So let's not make it too much technical. Software will take care of it. Anything which goes beyond the whisker length is an outlier data. Clear here, everybody? So maximum length, there is a formula which is 1.5 times of IQR. Okay. Clear? So we need to just check out, is there any outlier, and that data has to be checked. Okay. Why there is outlier? Is there any recording error? Is there any special cause variation in the process? Okay. So that needs to be checked. Just like the CEO of the earlier example. Now, after understanding these basic fundamentals, let's check the practical applicability. By the way, if I want to make it, let me just try this out. If I want to make it horizontal, I can make it. How we can do that? Let me just check once. If you go to Control E, which we do this Control E, right? We'll come back to our this one, edit last dialog box. Okay, Control E is edit. the last dialog box. So if you go to scale, okay, go to scale and just check transpose value. So transpose is what? If we have the vertical values, it will make it horizontal. If we have horizontal value, it will make it vertical. That is called transpose, right? So if you click on transpose and click on OK and click on OK, the box plot which was vertical can become horizontal. Clear? I repeat again. If we press Ctrl E, which is edit last dialog box, this is the same dialog box which you can also get by graph box plot simple, and you will get this same box plot. Okay, go to scale and there will be a transpose checkbox. By default it will be unchecked. If you check on that, click on OK, the vertical box will become horizontal. Okay, if you want a horizontal box plot like the earlier one, you can try that out. Clear? Everybody just give me yes in the chat box. So some Minitab faculties also will get developed parallelly with us. Yes, very good. Now let's go to a practical application of it. I'm just sharing another file with you guys. Okay, once we understand the basic tool, we are very good, very good. So you guys can also make it, right? So let me share a file called boxplot with you. Now let's open this file. We'll do an exercise here. Now we'll see the practical applicability of this box plot. Similar to this box plot, yeah. Meanwhile, as you guys are opening the file, let me ask you one question. Similar to this, there is something called candlestick diagram. You would have seen that, right? In the share market, stock trading, you have this candlestick diagram. How many of you know this candlestick diagram, right? How many of you know this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Meanwhile, as you're opening the file, I'm just giving you example. So candlestick also looks like this, no? Similar kind of this kind of diagram is there. How many of you know this? How many of you have seen this? They have two colors, right? A green candlestick and a red candlestick. Yeah, green and red. How many of you know this? Okay, Mahesh ji only knows this. बाकी सबने कुछ किसी ने भी देखा नहीं. Sir, stock market we never do. But at least you are aware, right? We know, at least we have seen that somewhere on the television, etc. Correct? So I'm coming back to that. I'm coming back to this with. Okay, so candlestick mein, what is the difference between candlestick and box plot? I had taken one session separately on this box plot and the candlestick difference. Okay, now let me. So this is lowest value. This is highest value. What is lowest and highest value of that share? For that particular day. Okay, so this was the value at which the share was traded, and this was the value that share was traded at the highest level. Okay, then this is the opening value. Let's say that candle is let's say red. Okay, so this will be the opening value OV, and this will be closing value CV. Why? Because opening value was higher and closing value was lower. Then it will be a red candlestick. Okay, the same if the candlestick is green, then the same thing, lowest value will remain as it is, highest value will remain as it is. Okay, when it will be green, when the opening value will be less and the closing value will be greater, higher. मैं फिर से शेयर करता हूं. Are you clear with this? This is called candlestick diagram. Otherwise, remaining part remain exactly similar to the box plot. But यहाँ पे कोई mean mode median नहीं रहता है as far as I'm concerned. But yes, but there is a technical difference between candlestick and this one. Okay, so we don't have any opening value and closing value, etc. But we have quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. Okay, that's the basic difference. Okay. So candlestick, if you see, red candle meaning it was basically opened at the higher value and closed on the lower value. Okay, so your share price value has lost during that day. That's the red candle shows. Where the green candle shows there is a there is an increment in the share value on that particular day. Okay, and again, another thing is that if the candle is a little flatter, that means not huge variation during the day. If the candle is a taller candle like this, it shows higher variation during the day. Clear? These are the basic fundamentals. Similar to box plot. Box plot also will have the same thing. Higher the variation, the height of the box will be high. Lesser the variation of the data, the height of the box will be less. Clear? That's the only similarity and the differentiation between box plot and the candlestick. Clear? Just give me yes. कभी शेयर मार्केट के बारे में बात करूंगा तो मैं I will explain this better. Clear? Basic, just because it looks like candlestick, I've just and go to the masterclass archive and type candlestick over there. Okay, go to masterclass archive, type candlestick. There is a special session on box plot and candlestick comparison I've taken. Okay, just check that out. It is almost 45-minute, 1 hour session. You can check out that. Okay. Now let me share my file because a lot of people are asking for the file once again. Okay. Yeah, here is a file. The name of the file is box plot. Once you open this, let me know. Okay. The same file, I'm just sharing it twice. Okay. Let me also open this. Meanwhile, yeah, once you opened it, let me know that the file is open. Green means profit, meaning green meaning yes. On that particular day, the price of the share has gone up. That's the green means. And red meanings on that particular day, the price has reduced from where it has opened. Let's say it opened at 45 rupees and closed at 44 rupees. It will be shown as red. If it opened at 44 rupees, closed at 45 rupees, then it will be shown as green. That's what it means. And if the taller candle, that means more variation during the day. The short candle, that means not much variation. Okay, बहुत ज़्यादा सौदेबाजी नहीं हुई उस शेयर में उस दिन में. Okay, that is what that means. Okay, opened everybody. Just give me confirmation quickly so that we can move forward. Now, after understanding the basic fundamentals of box plot, let's take the practical case. Okay, now there is a container. Okay, there is a container. The door of the container is wooden door or with metal door. Okay, so this much of data. So there are two data sets here with metal. So there is a door type. You can see door type. One is metal door, and there is a second door type you can see here, which is without metal. So we have got two what you can say, two types of doors, and we want to compare the performance in the temperature. Okay, so how do these doors temperature variation, how this type of the door with metal and without metal is impacting the temperature inside the room? That is what we basically finding out. Okay, within interquartile range, variation is very high. In taller candle, yes, exactly, IQR will be very high. Very good. But there it is not IQR. In candlestick, it is not IQR. It is the difference between the opening and the closing value. That's it. So there is no quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3 here. That's the technical difference between candlestick and this. Clear, Giriji? So here we have the IQR, right? Quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. Yes. There it is opening value and closing value. There is no quartiles in between. Okay. Now, coming back to this, now we will go for one step advance in this. Okay, so go to graph, go to box plot once again. Go to graph and go to box plot. Now here, because we have two groups, which is with metal and without metal, we'll go for with groups here. Just the second option. Just select the second option with group and click on OK. This window will appear. I repeat again, go to graph, go to box plot, just like what we have done earlier. And with group, select with group and click on OK. Now in the graph variable, select the temperature because that is the variable we want to plot in the box plot. And what is the categorical variable here? Categorical variable is, categorical meaning there is a category, now with metal, without metal. It's a category, right? Let's say, for example, if I want to check the taste of the sandwich, example, okay, and there are two types of breads I'm using, Britannia and let's say Wibs. So the categorical variable is Britannia and Wibs, and the test will be the graph variable, right? So in the categorical variable, select the door type and click on OK. Once you click on OK, you will get this kind of a graph. If you have received this, just give me yes in the chat box. Yeah, just give me yes once you have made this. Now you have got two box plots here. One is with metal, other is without metal. Now, just by observing this, okay, just observe this box plot and just put your observation in chat. Very good. That's the very first observation Mahesh has put. There is an outlier. Okay, that's the first. Yeah. What is another observation? So Mahesh has put a very important observation, which is about this outlier, which we just spoke, right? Very good. What else? What else are you observing? Observe very closely. Observe the height. Observe the symmetry. Median is shifted. Whisker lengths, very good. Non-normal distribution. Almost both of them are non-normal distribution, right? And so what are the observations? There is an outlier, first of all, correct? Now, with metal, understand this. Variation of with metal is much less, isn't it? The variation is much less than the without metal. Understand this. Without metal, variation is very high. That's the first observation. Now, the median value of with metal is very close to 95. And without metal is very close to 80. Are you observing this? So without metal, the median temperature is a little on the lower side. But with metal, that means simple logic, with metal, the temperature, because metal is a good conductor of heat, the temperature is remaining very high. Okay. Without metal, maybe it would be a wooden door or a fiberglass door, whatever it is, plastic door, whatever it is. But because of this, the temperature, the average temperature or median temperature is a little lower. Okay. Without metal, the variation is very high. With metal, the variation is very low. Now you have to take the decision. Yeah, both are skewed. That's also a very important decision. Both are, showing a skewed distribution. Let's do one thing. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's transpose this. Okay, just press Control E. Let's press Control E here. Okay, once you press Control E, then let's go to scale and transpose the data. Let's see what happens and click on OK. Here you can see the data has been transposed. If you really see if I have to draw a normal distribution data, it will be like this. Okay. And in this case, so without metal is a little more skewed. Both are skewed, but this one is a little lesser skewed. Are you understanding this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Just give me yes. So with metal wala zyada skewed hai. Without metal wala, there is a skewness, but a little lesser skewness. Clear? Now, what is your requirement? According to you can take the call. Is the temperature maintenance your requirement? Then you might think of going for the without metal wala thing. If you want a stable temperature, even though the temperature is high, then you can go for a with metal wala door. So that way you can take a call according to the requirement of the situation. Okay, now with this data, okay, let me just go back to the original form of this. Let me just go back to the original form. Let me just transpose off once again. So now I can check multiple processes, multiple people, multiple departments' performances in this graph. It's not only two. I can do it 3 vendors, 5 vendors, 10 vendors, 3 processes, machine-wise downtime, the people performance. Let's say people-wise production performances, people-wise sales. Every monthly sale I can compare on the box plot like this. In one shot, the complete graph will be shown. Are you understanding? So you can take, let's say, daily sales. So you take that complete month's data of 30 data points, and let's say there are 10 sales managers or sales people, and you can put it in the box plot. Now tell me, in your process, where can you utilize this amazing tool? Where you can compare multiple processes, multiple things together in one shot. Type in the chat. Think about it. And that is the most important part. Connecting the concept with the applicability. That is the most important. Monthly sales, very good. So it can be month-wise, January, February, March, April. So month-wise also you can do a box plot. Very nice. Very good. Monthly production reports. Yes, absolutely right. Machine-wise production also you can do. Supply-wise variation. Super, super. You can see number of complaints, product-wise number of complaints. Which product has the highest number of complaints? That you can do on box plot. Line-wise quality comparison. Very good. OEE data, fantastic. You can do month-wise OEE data, day-wise OEE data. Okay, whatever. Shift-wise rejection, shift-wise production, super. Inspections, amazing, amazing. So you can, so whenever you want, let's say you are a cricket selector and you want to compare all the batsmen, data in one shot. So I will collect last 50 matches data, put it in the box plot, and I will see who is performing. Okay, who is, so if I have to select, let's say, for example, just to give you example, I have to select the best people in my team. So let's say there are 10 batsmen. So I will select somebody. Let's say somebody is like this. Okay, somebody is like this. This is very interesting analogy. Huh? Somebody is like this. So it is showing various performances in one shot. So I can select. Now I can select somebody like, let's say, KL Rahul, whose box plot will look like this. Very less variation, very consistent. Okay. Somebody like Rishabh Pant, the box plot will look like this. There is huge variation in the performances. Sometimes he will perform 10 runs, sometimes he'll perform a century. Okay. So somebody who is out of form, his box plot will look like this. Okay, recently, the Asia Cup happened. If I put Asia Cup data, so this will be Surya Kumar Yadav performance. It will look like this because the average was very low and the performance was very, only I think one, yeah, Tilak Verma would be a high performer, or, the highest was, I think, the opener, right? Sharma, what is his name? Young guy. The new Sharma, not the Rohit one. Abhishek, yeah, Abhishek Sharma. Yeah, he would be he would be on the top. So he would come somewhere like this, right? So as a selector also, you can just put the performances and just check on the chart. That's amazing tool, isn't it? It's the same, you can do it for the bowlers. So now you can do it for, you can do it for continuous data. You can do it for count data as well. Okay, count data B, it is kind of a discrete data. Let's say, as I said, test of the sandwich, and which bread sandwich is testing better. Okay, so on the scale, it will be 1 to or 0 to 10 or 0 to 100, whatever is the scale, and people are giving rating. All right. So now rating is a scale data, right? On the scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 100, it's a scale data, which is a ordinal data, which comes as a discrete. So that's where also you can use it. Okay. So you can use this in the measure phase. You can use it in the analysis phase as well if you want to do some hypothesis testing. Okay. According to you, let's say, for example, with metal always performs well, without metal does not perform well. So you put the data in the box plot and check your assumption. So for checking your assumption also, you can use this box plot as well. So you can smartly use this in multiple ways. Majorly it can be used in the measure phase. In our green belt measure phase, you can find box plot in details. So clear. So today's session, I think the understanding of box plot has gone deeper. Just give me yes if it has happened. Correct. So today we have seen what is, first of all, box plot. We started with, let's summarize whatever we have seen in last 1 hour. So we have seen first the basic statistics. Correct. We started with mean, mode, median. Again, we have just revised it. Then we have seen percentile and quartile. Everybody with me? Just give me yes. So after percentile and quartile, we have seen. Then we have done one Minitab exercise for the chocolate weight wall exercise, where we have seen histogram and which was converted into box plot, right? So lowest value, first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, highest value. We have seen that comparison. Then we have made a separate box plot, right? And with that box plot, we have understood the anatomy of the box plot. The lowest value, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, highest value, whisker. What is the highest length of the whisker, which is 1.5 times IQR? What is IQR interquartile range, which is quartile 3 minus quartile 1, correct? And then anything which goes beyond the length of the whisker is called outlier. That we need to investigate, right? So outlier also we have seen. Then we have checked this example of with metal, without metal. So how to do this, advanced box plot also we have used. Now we compared with metal, without metal. During the discussion, we discussed candlestick, parallel things, candlestick and box plot. What are the similarities? What are the differences? We have discussed that. And then we have discussed about the outcome of this and the practical applicability of the box plot in your own process, right? So that we have completed the entire circle around the box plot, so that you can, wherever the opportunity comes, see, my recommendation, why we have given you the Minitab software, etc., that you can use this Minitab software in various times, okay, and do the trial and errors. Okay, what will happen? The worst, you will struggle. Okay, you will struggle to make it happen. So we have the mentor's number, right, for your assistance. Just send a message, screenshot. You are taking a box plot, you are making a box plot, but box plot ban nahi raha hai. Just take a screenshot, send it on the mentor's WhatsApp number, which is this, which I believe everybody knows it. All the new members, if you are not aware of it, this is the mentor's WhatsApp number. Okay, this is not for calling, by the way, this is for the WhatsApp messages. So you can send a message and just ask the help from the mentor. And whoever sees the message first will respond to that. Okay, it is with the multiple people, so that whoever sees first will respond. So box plot is a very useful tool in the practical application. Majorly it is used in the measure phase as well as analyze phase. Okay, it will give you a lot of insights, because see, we cannot comprehend the numbers, we can comprehend the graph. Okay, and this is a very good comparison tool of multiple processes, entities, and groups, people, machines. Okay, so that's where box plot is very useful tool. Super. So that's it from my side. Any question which is unanswered, please let me know. The announcement is from tomorrow onwards, we have our black belt hackathon starting. So tomorrow morning, you will receive the notification in the community tab. Okay. So you can check out in the community tab. You can directly click on the link. 7 p.m. to almost 9:30 p.m. Okay, 9:30 to sometimes it goes up to 10 as well. It depends on the question and answer. Okay, so 7 to 10 is what we have considered the timelines, and you will get the recording in the LMS system. The Black Belt Hackathon. All right, there is a special recording of Black Belt Hackathon where you can check out the recording if you miss the live session. Okay. So it will be very useful. Who should attend this? Everybody should attend this. Even though you are first day you are attending, even though you are not even yellow belt certified, also you should attend this, because anyways, we are going to complete our green and black belt certification. That's what our target, the 60-day challenge, right? We have taken. So black belt is also, even though it is a little advanced for some of the new members, but that will be a great experience for you. Okay. Just sit, relax with the open mind if you are very new, and just absorb whatever you can, connect whatever you can. Okay. And we will try to make it so simple so that even new people also will understand. Okay. So you are most welcome. Everybody should attend the Black Belt Hackathon. There will be, a lot of insights will be shared, a lot of practical stuff. All right. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. 7 to 10, 3 days. Okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You will get a notification and email as well. Email के लिए sometime just check the spam promotion as well as the spam promotion inbox. तीनों में आप check करिए, because see what has happened is our student base has increased more than 5,000 already, and any email you send after that will be considered as a spam. Okay, it is considered a bulk message, so it goes sometimes in the spam folder. Okay, but you can check out, but don't depend on the email, don't depend on the WhatsApp message. Just go in the community tab and just click on the link and join the session. All right. Okay, so that's it from my side today. We will connect tomorrow for the Black Belt Hackathon as well, and that will be a great experience. Okay, so see you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. I will request a lot of you, and every one of you should attend this and experience this. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye bye for now. Keep learning, keep growing. This is Desh Patil signing off. Bye bye. Take care.